All right, guys, what's going on? How's everyone doing today? You get me twice in one day, twice in one morning. Some of you boys missed the first one, so this is my regular live stream. This is Monday, June 1st, 11:15 a.m. I'll stay on for however long we want to chat, recap, review. If you missed the first live stream, we went over our weekend. It was a crazy weekend, crazy month. I got to be honest with you, I'm glad that May is over. May was a 12-round war for us. We started one week we hit 2, then week 2 we hit 6 out of 8, and then last week we hit 1, and then this week we hit almost everything. It was crazy. So some consistency. Banking on some consistency, but more importantly, grateful our community's growing. Our we got a lot to look forward to. There's a lot of fights this weekend. So we'll get into it. I'll take your questions. I know that there were some fights that were some people thought the Holly Holm Stephanie Hahn fight was close. If you guys want to talk about that, Adam Azim stopped Claggett, kind of what we saw there. Auntie Juarez, shout out to Barry Unboxing, shout out to the chat. I wish I knew who it was. 2 weeks ago, one of you guys, savages, you commented and you said, I guess what he had done was he went through all of our picks in April. And because you guys know I give you all of our, if you guys are new to the channel, every ticket we ever create, every bet we ever make, every post you'll ever see of my tickets to you are always plus money. I don't know what that means. I just know that when we win and you're listening and you're riding shoulder to shoulder with me, we're at least doubling our money. It's why we do this. It's why we're successful. I'm not going to ever waste my time and just hope something sticks to a wall. We put a lot of time and the results speak for itself, man. So one of our members was like, Johnny, if you would have taken all of your props, all of your underdogs from April and put them on one ticket, he said it would have equated to $3 million on a $100 bet. I don't know how to do that. Like the odds of that, is he right? I don't know. But the important bit is when he commented that, he was like, if you did all your dogs, all your knockouts, all the method of victories, $100 would have paid $3 million, whatever. That gave me the idea though for the moonshot parlay. That was like, oh shit, why not once a week put our dogs, our props, our knockouts on one ticket? So that's kind of where I got the idea from doing that crazy ticket 2 nights ago. Obviously, I didn't think it was going to hit. That shit was lucky as hell. It was like 480 to 1. I think somebody put $50 on it. I think it paid 25,000. Somebody put $100 on it. It paid 48,000. Fucking insane, dude. So I don't expect that shit to happen too often. I don't. I mean, that's freaking crazy. It was just one of those things. But I will continue. I will continue to post it. That's a new segment. Why not? Why not take? I mean, do the math. If you would have just taken Seiko Kettle as the dog, if you would have put Seiko, if you would have put Auntie Juarez, if you would have put Shock on points, that had to pay something. So this is all a learning process for me and for us as a team, is that the strategy of betting, if we're winning consistently, why not create a ticket that has the dog that had, like, you know what I'm saying? So we got lucky. We got freaking lucky. I've never once stood here and told you I know I'm an expert at this shit. We got freaking lucky, dude. It's fucking insane. Here's how lucky we got. This is what we needed to hit. And now it's not just me either, guys. We're in the Discord watching UFC Macau, and I think it was either Barry Unboxing. The whole chat was taking Kevin Lorena, but Barry Unboxing was like, bro, he was like, this is a rematch. The fight is in Mary's hometown. So I'm taking notes too, dude. I'm taking notes as everyone else is taking notes. So I was drinking a little bit as well. It was Saturday night in Australia. We never get Saturday night UFC fights. So I was here doing some last second film study, and this how I piece Joel Kadua on our live streams. If you pay attention to lives, we were talking about Kadua by knockout if you could get the prop. The prop came in late. We knew that Steve Claggett was a wet noodle. I said that all week. So I woke up, I went to bed, I didn't post this. I woke up early. As soon as I woke up, I saw that 2 legs hit, and then I posted it in the Discord. And then once I posted in the Discord, 2 more legs came in, the Adam Azim and the Jurgen on points. Then I posted the 4 out of 8 on Instagram. And then it's this one. I was like, if we can get through the Juarez fight, we might be live here. I told you guys about Pop Woodard. That's another fight. These fights didn't show up on my earlier tickets because I wasn't getting offered the Javon Woodard fight all week. I wasn't getting offered the older Dodge on points because that was a late replacement. You guys should have known I liked Azim by knockout. The Merhi pick was last second. But Auntie Juarez, I told you all week. You guys were Yoka Valley, mud. We almost got robbed. Thank God Auntie Juarez got the knockdown. And then Auntie Desi, she's on my parlays. And then we just needed Shock Foster, and it came through. Freaking insane. Freaking insane. That'll, bro, 400. Don't expect that shit to happen. Hey, Luis Crespo. Shout out, boy. JSB Group, welcome, Luis Crespo. We are now at, let's see, last week we broke 500. Now we are at 513. The hunt to 550 is on. The hunt to 600 is on. The hunt to 1,000 is on. Our community is growing. We got the World Cup in 2 weeks, so I'm excited about that. I posted. If you're not in the if you are in the Discord, I am a soccer, football casual. I watch once every 4 years during the World Cup, and it's fun. It's fun to gamble on. It's soccer. It's football at the highest level. So I just posted the schedule and the odds in our soccer Discord chat. Jacob B just finished the live from earlier, laughing at the joke from Big Terry. Yeah, my pop, man, my dad should have been a comic. Different time, you know. He was a steel mill worker. He was an iron worker. He was an immigrant to a country that he didn't even speak the language. I'm an immigrant to a country to where at least they speak English here in Australia. My dad came from Czechoslovakia, so he was a hard man, but he was a funny guy, filled with wisdom. He would always say, he'd see somebody talk, man, I'd like to give that guy an IQ test. The boys, Cody P. Got them Jordan, those them Jordan retros. I see in that picture, got them, those look like Jordan retro ones. Manny, what's up, player? I don't think anyone took that ticket, but you, I didn't see it. Yeah, you got to go. So, Chaz, you wouldn't, bro, don't even trip. You wouldn't have taken it anyway. But if you go to the Discord and go to the boxing chat, you type in my name, you can see my whole comment thread, bro. Johnny, fight fan, was really good. That boy Jay's freestyle. Jay got a new freestyle? Jay, I didn't know Jay had a new freestyle. What's he doing? Reminding everybody about Young Hov stood there, rolled there. When he was young, man, that's even his verse on Jay-Z's verse on Big L 7-minute freestyle is one of my favorite. You could just hear the influence Big L had on Jay-Z. That New York style, that his timing. Young Jay-Z, mate, dude, people try to hate the timing. And then whenever he met up with in the mid-2000s, who did the girl, those beats. Whoever started making his beats changed the entire game, changed rap culture forever. But his timing was always on point, impeccable. What do you think of Adam Azim? Adam Azim is exactly who I thought he was. I thought he was a young, sharp, accurate puncher. I thought he was mean. I thought he was aggressive. I thought he could punch, and I thought he was a good body puncher. He did everything. He did everything I thought he was going to do. Exactly. It went exactly how I thought it was going to go. Shout out to Chilltown Boxing. Chilltown Boxing is, shout out to Tommy Ranone. These are my boys to where throughout the fight week, and it's good to have, and it's all about the questions you ask. I highly suggest, if you guys don't have one or two guys that you could talk to throughout the week to riff off of with your picks, we do it together as a community. But sometimes, you might want to talk about a fight or you might want to talk about an angle of a fight that isn't getting spoken about. Chilltown and I were talking about all week we're going back and forth. We're playing devil's advocate about both sides. Yeah, but Claggett's experience, Claggett's volume, will it be too much for Azim? Yeah, but Claggett's age, 2 decades in the game, really brave. And for me, it came down to Claggett's bravery. That front foot style, 20 years as a boxer, really brave. I felt like that was going to be his downfall, and that's what happened. I rate Adam Azim. Also mix that with what we knew going into the fight. We knew, why did Ben Shalom make this fight? Firstly, why did Adam Azim re-sign with Boxer, Ben Shalom's organization? For a reason. Adam probably could have went anywhere. And a couple years ago, they wanted Azim to fight Dalton Smith. Azim's handlers gave him the sort of advice, hey, too much too soon. Let's wait a little bit. A couple years passed. Now, look, Dalton's a world champion. This is a lot of people, he swerved Dalton Smith. Well, call it what you will, but a 21-year-old Adam Azim who isn't well polished at the time, fighting a guy like Dalton Smith who isn't a world champion at the time, why risk that when you could wait a couple years, become more polished, and then fight the same guy who is a world champion now? A couple years later, he beats Subriel Matias. That is the fight the UK domestic scene wants, and now it's an international world title fight. So, and it's a much better fight now. So we knew that going in. Adam Azim versus Dalton was the fight that they want. I think that's a tough fight for Dalton Smith, believe it or not. Adam Azim does not fight like Subriel Matias. He's not going to stand there and let you hit him. So that's a fight I really want to see. I want to see Adam Azim versus Dalton Smith. We'll see if that goes down. Maybe they make Adam Azim fight Subriel next. I don't know. I don't know what Ben Shalom and the boys are thinking. He's a fun prospect, man. He's a contender now. He's mean. We saw that. We saw some fighters have an edge to him, some don't. Adam Azim has an edge to him. I got to be honest with you guys. You guys are going to call me a prick. You're going to call me a casual. I don't care what you call me. 2 weeks ago, when Amari Jones fought, Amari, and this past weekend when Omari Jones fought, Omari, one's a little bit bigger. For some reason, in my head, I was convoluting mental edge. I knew I honey-dicked I overtaped myself. I overthought myself. And I confused myself. Granted, Galtieri was a world champion at one time. He had only been stopped against Janibek El-Hanalei, but for some reason, I knew logically the difference between Omari with an A and Omari with an O. But to reason my pick 2-3 weeks ago with taking Omari with an A on points, for some reason I was telling myself that he takes a back step sometimes in his fights, and I was completely wrong. It was this Omari. This Omari is the one I knew one. It's this one who sometimes doesn't have a killer instinct. So that's all I could say. And the thing about it is, could you teach it? I don't know. I was always under the impression you can't teach a killer instinct. Some fighters have it, some don't. He got the dub. He fought a kid from what? Was it Davenport, Iowa? Shout out to one of my favorite champions from the 1980s, Michael Nunn, second to none. Michael Nunn was a great world champion, long, tall, great fighter, career shortened due to extracurricular activities. But other than Michael Nunn, I don't know really many other boxers from Iowa. I know he's fighting a kid from Iowa. Shout out to Iowa, stay up. It was at the Roots Festival with Dame Dash Drake. I didn't know that. Nice. I'll have to check it out. You know I like hip hop. Let's go. Damn. Like the video, guys. If you're not in the chat, if you're not a JSB insider, join the club. Couple bucks a month. Become a Patreon. You know how we do. We got a lot of work. We got a lot of work to do. We'll talk about our wins. We hit everything this week. We needed it, boys. I appreciate you, John. We needed it. We take this. We put a lot of time into this, man. This ain't luck. That long ticket was luck. Our success isn't luck. Great picks. You're a legend. Let's kill this week. Appreciate you. Cody P. Thoughts on the Tszyu fight? Tim Tszyu, Errol Spence? What fight did you... Okay. Let's turn the tables. Give me a second. That's our cue to turn the tables and look ahead so we can talk about it. I was waiting for somebody to ask. I already did an hour live stream about talking about our wins and losses. 7 out of 8 tickets hit. Tip your bartender. Hey, bartender, really did it this time. Broke my to have a good time. When I got home, it was 6 a.m. Car was crashed, then I drunk again. She was waiting on some bills. I was high on some pills. She threw my shit out into the yard. And I crashed that piece and then walked away. Romance is misery. Here we go. There's an Eye of the Tiger card. There's a Zuffa card. There's a Pro Box card. There are some knockout props that are not live yet to pay attention to. The Eye of the Tiger card will be bloodshed. There will be stoppages. Albert Ramirez, Aman Katiev, our boy John Arobio. I can't wait for this weekend. Probably the Arobio fight. I'm a fan of John Arobio. I also really looking forward to watching Yabuki fights Rene Calito. Look, if you're new to the channel, we are deep. We're in the trenches. You're like, what fight are you most looking forward to? I'm talking about a Japanese domestic fight. Yabuki's taking on Rene Calito. Mark it down. That shit's going to be a firefight. When the props drop, take Yabuki by knockout. That dude could crack. I'm looking forward to that fight. Willibaldo Garcia versus Andrew Maloney. I'm kind of torn on where I'm going there. But we got a lot to choose from. Eye of the Tiger card. A-side stoppages. Let's go. So, yeah, Aman Katiev by stoppage. Asenal, nice little decent Canadian, French. John Arobio by knockout. Albert Ramirez by knockout. Small ring. Small ring, Eye of the Tiger, A-sides. That's all you really need to know. Make a note in your books. Bro, people are just saying Edward Vasquez is a lock here. You probably should slow your roll. Edward Vasquez, he got his ass beat against Rafa. It's hard for me to get Edward Vasquez got the brakes beat off of him against Rafa. Yeah, but it's Rafa. Bro, you got the dog piss beaten out of you. Meaning that, like, a beat down like that, you get hospitalized only after 7 rounds. That takes a little bit out of you. Daniel Lugo's a good fighter, man. He's been in there with some really good guys. I'm just saying. I think Lugo's live here. Whenever a guy like Vasquez gets the dog piss beat out of him not too long ago, any future opponent is live, in my opinion. So I'll show you why. I was looking at this last night. Five 5'7", 30 years old, 19-3, been stopped once, doesn't have any pop. The thing is, he fights like he could punch, but he can't punch. He gets brutally beaten up by Rafa at 126 pounds. goes up to 130. He's up, 2 knockout wins and an 8-rounder and then a 10-rounder. He fought Joe Cordina tough. I gotta tape this. Look, I gotta tape this. I just remember Lugo has a draw with Bronco Lara. I gotta rewatch the Bronco Lara fight, but I rate Bronco Lara. No, he's kind of like a lost guy at 130 pounds. I'm gonna rewatch. When did that Lara fight? He fought Bronco a year ago, 2 years ago, but he got stopped. So this kid, he got stopped against Eduardo Hernandez in the 7th. It's an interesting fight. I think it's gonna be a fire fight. I'm not saying I'm gonna bet against Vasquez, but I'm definitely rewatching some fights. I want to see what I want to see how much damage he took against Eduardo Hernandez. You think? Yeah, Albert. I'm a fan of Albert Ramirez. I've been covering him on the channel for a few years now. He'll win. I can't wait until Adam Azim versus Dalton Smith. Give me Adam plus my same. I would bet the crib on Adam Azim too. Sumu Darji. Yeah, we watched it in the Discord. Cody. John Arobio's nice. Yeah, who else is fighting this weekend? Let's pull it up. There's another fighter. I don't know if my book is offering him. Here's my sneaky. This is my first. So this video is dropping tomorrow. My first Stats Don't Lie video. I'm a big fan of Kenneth Lover, man. You guys he's not a household name. Kenneth Lover could box. He could punch. Michael Angeletti, good odds right now. Lover at 64%. That is a really, really fun fight. I rate Kenneth Lover. Angeletti's tough enough, but I like Lover all day here. So I'm currently already watched tape. I just have to film, edit, and upload. But tomorrow morning on the channel, make sure you have notifications hit. You'll be getting Lover versus Angeletti as my first Stats Don't Lie video. What do you think about Ibrahim Sulaiman? Good. I've seen a little bit of him. A lot of nice little prospects out there. Youngin. What's up, buddy? Appreciate you. Youngin's been a member for 4 months. Get ready for a go. Let's go. Member for 4 months. Hey, we are entering August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May. June is our 10th month with the Discord. We started the Discord 10 months ago. We're doing good. We've had a lot of good times in there. A lot of good times ahead. Let me pull up Kenneth Lover real quick. She was high on some pills. I got home, it was 6 a.m. The door was locked, so I kicked it in. Crashed that piece of shit and then stepped away. 17-0, 12 stoppages. Number 7 rated bantamweight, 5'6" southpaw. The Lover Boy is a fun fighter, mate. Is this his first? No, he's been in 12. He's been fighting. Yeah, they don't get nothing easy in the Philippines. Coming through the Philippine domestic scene, man, they're fighting 10, 12 rounders early days. So he's been fighting 10 and 12 rounders for 3 years. This fight's in Japan. Bro, this is a sneaky good card. This is the Yabuki card. Michael Angeletti, 14-0. These Texas dudes who travel, I don't really like. I mean, he's a B-side traveling to Japan, 14-0. He's ranked number 11 at bantamweight. Good ranking. People are gonna think Angeletti's live here. Is this his first 12 rounder? Yep, first 12 rounder. Who's he been beating up on? Aris Correa. Wide margins. Judy Flores. Gotta tape it. Yeah, you're not gonna talk. I'm gonna tape it still. I'm not getting props. I'm not gonna get talked out of my bet. I don't think Angeletti's gonna be able to do much with Lover. Long though. 5'8", 72-inch reach. Bantamweight. We'll see. Fun fight. It's a fun fight. Let's check out that card. It's a sneaky good fight, man. Bro, this card is good. This is a fun ass Japanese card, man. Lover Angeletti, Wilibaldo Garcia versus Maloney, Ibuki versus Kalido, Neri versus Casimero. This card right here is stacked, dude. Stoked for this card. Hopefully DAZN has picked it up. Let's see who's going to be airing this card. I know that who's the Japanese promoter? He's like involved with the Yakuza. He's always in and out of some sketchy stuff. Kameda? Mr. Kameda. So DAZN right now has picked up the Padley versus Fiaz card. Sunday, 4 a.m. In 2 weeks, we got Bam versus Vargas, Sneaky, Gonzalez versus Perez. All right, we'll figure it out. I'm sure somebody will be streaming it. Bilal Canelo Hands is back. Canelo Hands. Bilal's my boy, dude. I've known Bilal. I don't know. I've personally known Bilal for over a decade. That's my guy. Chicago in the house. Shout out to Lewis Handguns Taylor. Put the guns down. All in on Lover too. Swindler hat. Right now, Lover's the favorite though. The Swindler hat is reserved specifically for dogs. But you never know. Maybe there's some American money. Hey, Angeletti's a Texas guy. I assume Gary's going to be going for Angeletti. So I assume the boys over there, Texas boys, are probably all going heavy on Angeletti. I don't know if those odds would switch. I think you got it. But then again, man, the Filipino fighters in North America, you know, the bettors, the smart money knows about them, but you get a lot of casuals who will bet against the Filipino fighters, which is crazy to me. I think it still dates back to Manny Pacquiao dominating for so long. But yeah, the Swindler hat is reserved specifically for underdogs. So I have my eyes on a couple. We'll see. It's only Monday morning, 11:45 a.m. We've already done. This is already our second live stream for this coming week. JSB community, we up. Lewis Neri versus Casimero. I like Neri in that. I think Neri's only what? 29, 30, 31. Neri might be 20. How old is Lewis Neri? 31 now. Yeah, I like Neri in this fight. I think Casimero's already been cracked. I already have Neri. Guys, I already gave you a parlay. Check the Patreon. Check the YouTube members post. You guys have a triple. We already have one ticket that's live this week. Yep. Love Japanese boxing. Stacked Japanese card. You know, just so far the card looks pretty good for us bettors, but Japan cards traditionally, they are usually tough to sweep. You know, tough to win out. So We'll be careful. It's, trying to figure out the secret to successfully strategically betting. We always talk about, sometimes it's knowing what fights to avoid, knowing what fights to bet around, knowing what fights to go heavy on, knowing what fights not to go heavy on. It's all strategy. It's always easier to say, damn, dude, I should have bet heavier on that ticket. It's never, mate, I wish I didn't bet that much. Like, our losses suck. But as soon as that you lose, it's like, It's always like when we win. I wish I would have been better. So that's why it's important to have systems. Whatever your full unit is, half unit, quarter unit, sometimes double units. Sometimes we'd be doubling up. Woo! $100. That's insane. 47,000. I think Willabaldo cooks Maloney. I'm siding with Willie too right now. I don't trust Maloney boys, man. The retirement talk was 5 years ago. Bilal's a goddamn animal. People, yeah, the casuals. Bilal Muhammad is a legit pro, Hall of Famer, gritty, his work ethic. You want to be blown away, man? Go see Bilal train. I'm not talking about him grappling, like his strength and conditioning. That kid's been a beast, dude. That kid's outworking everybody in the room. He's beating people up the hill, running down the hill. That kid is a monster. There's no reason he became a world champion. Everybody knew it was only a matter of time. Comes from a great camp too. Lewis Taylor beats Magomedev, the kid who Abus Magomed. Abus Magomed was the #1 seed in PFL's first or second $1 million tournament, and Bilal's mentor and coach, Lewis Taylor, was like the 8th seed. And Lewis Taylor put the guns down. Taylor fought to the title fight and knocked out Abus Magomedev in the first round to win $1 million. And he became the champion before Bilal. Great story, man. Lewis is a great guy. Chicago in the house. Chicago gets slept on with MMA, man. People forget. The bully, Ricardo Lamas, was from Chicago. MMA. Chicago got a nice little... And then you got Milwaukee. Anthony Pettis, that gym. Not too far away from Chicago. Rose Namajunas. That little area of the United States produces some really good fighters. MMA. Loverboy, I'm betting on him regardless. I don't care about it. I'm filming this. I'll live with yeah. He's so good, dude. He's fun to watch. My boy Ranver, boots are in. Boots are dug in. Sub Johnny checking in. Will you be? Yeah, I'm gonna do a review of the Chris Billam-Smith fight versus Rozicki. A lot of you guys, I know people like Rozicki. I don't know, man. I like Chris Billam-Smith here. Wow, Jack Massey at plus money against Chev Clark. Chev Clark did not look good against Vidal Riley. But didn't Chev Clark stop? He's already 35. 11-2. Yeah, Anthony Holloway. He lost to Leonard Mosqueda. He didn't look good against Vidal Riley, mate. How old is Jack now? 33. He got stopped against Sabataya. It's a weird one to bet. It's a weird one to bet. I think I might take Massey against Chev there. Off jump. Nothing official yet. Like, 3 plus 300. That's crazy. I thought this would be a little closer. These odds are insane. Chris Billum Smith, the gentleman. We know he's tough as nails. He could take a shot. He got dropped and then lost, but then he redeemed that loss against not Rakapo, the other mate that I always get confused with. I don't know. I don't like the odds here right now. We have a long time. We'll get some props. I mean, why not spring? Like, the logic here says, like, those odds are crazy. Rosicky could punch. His record's a bit inflated. What is he? 21 wins, 19 knockouts, something like that. Billum Smith, though, could take a shot. He's a big boy. He's durable. I really like what I saw with CBS against Brandon Glanton. Once again, guys, there's for me, every fight week's the same. We start off what we're doing, we're riffing. And then we're going to do our film study. But going into the weekend, I'm never comfortable with any of my picks. This is going to be another one. I like Kenneth Lover, though, over Angeletti. I do like that pick. I do like the Eye of the Tiger cards, but there's these British domestic fights, dude. The Zuffa fights. They're always kind of like, eh. Right now, just full disclosure, the Zuffa bets for me, my bankroll, I only go half unit. So just so you know, I never go full. A lot of you guys ask, how much are you betting? If your full unit's 1,000, do the math. Your half unit's 500. If your full unit's $1, your half unit's 50 cents. Easy money. Because Zuffa is so new and we're still figuring out their patterns. Right now, the patterns on Zuffa is a lot of dogs win. I'm not risking any big money on the Zuffa card. I'm going heaviest on Japan. I'm going heaviest on Montreal. I'm on a heater in Montreal. We've hit every fight except one on the Eye of the Tiger card. I think we lost a fight in November, if I remember correctly. I'm sure you guys can pull those receipts up. I lost a fight in November on an Eye of the Tiger card in Montreal, but since then I think it's like 15 in a row. Japan, I'm really high on Ibuki. So I'm waiting for props to drop. If I could get Ibuki by knockout at plus money, I'm going all in, dude. So just keep that in mind. We have a lot to talk about, a lot to look forward to. Guys, I'm not the only one here providing value. I want to address this. I can't say thank you enough to the JSB Insiders, our whole team collectively. The Discord, our community there. You guys provide so much value. You have no idea. You got, like, just the continued conversation of the sport that we love, it provides so much value. If you're thinking about joining our community, this is going to sound crazy, and I mean this. I want everybody to know this, and the boys in our group do know this. If you're watching this, and you watch any of my content, and you're thinking about paying $6 a month to join our community, and you only want to join to get my tickets, don't join. I don't want you part of our community. Like, I'm not growing. We are not growing this community for people who just want to provide no value, who don't watch the fights. If you don't watch the fights, if you don't do film study, if you're not adding value on the live streams, if you're not making your own bets, I don't want you part of our community. I'm sorry. That it's not the messaging I started this for. I started this as a coach and a teacher to grow a community of like-minded people who have an equal adoration of the best sport in the world, boxing, okay? So I get even like the Patreon, 6 tickets, all 6 were winners. During our live streams throughout the week, we will put together tickets together, like on these lives, and those who watch them know, even if it's a handful of you guys who watch all my live streams, you'll know we'll put together tickets that I won't put out there because we did them together. That's something we've done together, so why would I put that anywhere else? You know what I'm saying? And in the Discord, if we're live betting in the Discord, you think I'm gonna screenshot my live bet and put it on the Patreon? That's not what this is about. The Patreon gets the same tickets that YouTube members only gets, but there's other tickets that come about through our conversation do the people who are adding value. So it's like if you're not adding value, you got to step your game up. Always rooting for Bilal. Can I get an early though on Pereira Gane? I think Gane's movement is going to give Pereira trouble. I think Gane's movement is going to give Pereira trouble. I do. I do not like French combat sports fighters. Sorry. And I'm probably going to, and if Pereira's plus money, I'm going real heavy on him. But Gane's movement is special. Breaking Bad, guys, we got a special guest in the house. We got the world famous Breaking Bad boxing, baby. B cubed. B cubed. B cubed. Going to slow cook Renee. Renee is mad tough. Breaking Bad, man. You were one of the only boys, what, 2 months ago on that Ibuki knockout? Put the guns down, Taylor. Beast. Can't wait for Figgy's next fight. Brandon or Omar? Dude, don't sleep on Omar, man. Omar won us. Dude, the Figueroa brothers won us in a period of a month, won us a lot of money. Taking Mason to knock out Cordina. Are you getting that prop, Adu? I know you're an Aussie. It's only at 67%. Yes, jump on it. Well, it'll be fun. You know what? You think it's going to drop lower than 67? Jump on it now. All right, Breaking Bad, CBS. You think he's going to slow him? Just CBS is like professionalism in there. Like, not. CBS is one of these guys who adheres to a game plan. You got to see it on full display against Brandon Glinton. He's going to be right there. He takes one to give one. He's super durable. He always has this poker face. He's pretty robotic in there. No one's saying he's the prettiest of all boxers, but he's very determined in there. And so I think there's going to be, I think the knockout prop is live this weekend. You know, if we want to just make a generalized statement about props, knockout props in Japan are always a fun play. Knockout props in Canada are always a fun play. It's always a bit dicey in the UK with the knockouts. Zuffa taking it easy on the prospects this week. Guess it's a UK thing. McKenna. Well, this is Steve McKenna. This isn't Aaron McKenna. Just so you know, Aaron McKenna is the dog. Aaron McKenna's, in my opinion, he should be fighting at the top of the mountain at 160. We haven't seen him since Beefy last year. Figueroa versus Espo. Bro, did they make this fight? People were really underestimating Brandon Figueroa here. Not me, dude. Figueroa, like this stylistically, mate, for however long it lasts, I think Brandon is going to test Rafa. I do, man. Ooh, that's September. I can't wait for that fight. I like both guys. Feel like Zuffa's giving CBS's fight to keep busy. Ooh, very important talking point. Must be spoken about enough. Must be spoken about. This statement, Mike from Melbourne, is a very important statement. It's part of understanding how to bet on boxing. Like last week, fresh to our memory, one of our talking points about betting Adam Azim, other than the physical, was the political talking point. Why is this fight being made? Well, Teofimo couldn't stop Claggett. You know what I mean? Sort of thing. Money Mooch. Gil. Shout out to the JSB moderator. Gil's a local legend, local celebrity. Guys, if you're in the Discord, Gil just started a new channel thread to post all of your pre-fight tickets. It's categorized MMA and boxing. Stay organized. We stay organized. Gil stays organized. The boys in the community stay organized. Leaning Massey, but I don't trust him. Yeah, bro. Meets like same, bro. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I have the of all the fight cards, I have PTSD with Zuffa so far. I'm like, Zuffa has beaten the piss out of me. If I'm looking at overall percentages, I still don't have a good read on Zuffa. Some of you guys love it. Some of you, if you know, they've only been around a half of a year. We've just seen a lot of upsets. We've seen 50-50 fights. We've seen prospects getting just chewed up. Dude, I don't like their matchmaking. I have a bad taste in my mouth still what they did to Justin Valoria. It's kind of like under the same. Zuffa boxing is obviously not going to be about manufacturing stars. It's not going to be about developing young fighters. It's just going to be about Zuffa boxing, just like UFC is just about UFC. This, you know, in 2015 it was about developing stars, pre-Conor, Ronda, and then you know they make their Billy. Now it's all about UFC. They don't care about developing stars. This is why you see guys going 7-1 in the UFC not getting re-signed. They don't give a shit. Zuffa boxing the same. You know, you don't take 21-year-old prospects with a lot of potential and put them in with 26-year-old sort of contender seasoned veterans. You don't do it. You don't want to burn. Boxing is different. You have to know how to move a boxer. You don't burn through them like Yair Rodriguez versus Frankie Edgar. And I don't like the way they moved Valoria like that. That still bums me out. A lot of potential. He took a lot of beating, a lot of damage. Everybody in Valoria's camp, no, like he's figuring his style out. He gets hit a lot. He doesn't faint. He doesn't move his head off the midline. He relies on his power. All of that shit works, and you can dodge the bullets when you're fighting other guys who are 20, 21, under 10 pro fights. They threw him in there with a real guy, and that real guy made him pay for all of those defensive flaws and hit him a shit ton. And now we're gonna. It just bums me. I don't like when they do that to young contenders, man. Young prospects. Community is why I went heavy on Desley. Let's go. Auntie Des, man. Woo! You know, I was sweating because I had Auntie Des on points. And she's all like, Auntie Des is like, please don't knock this. Please don't knock Mary Spencer out. Isn't Eye of the Tiger on the zone this week? I can't find it either, I do. I was just looking. Sometimes fights, like the fight cards come at the very end. You know, like sometimes the fight card will show up like the day before. That's what I'm hoping. And if not, we got Mayweather in the chat. We got Kyle Hayden in the chat. We got Doovie Kid. Somebody will be streaming it in the Discord. Jukambayev Ergashev. What's up, chat? Jukambayev Ergashev. Is that on the... That sounds like it's on the Eye of the Tiger card. I really wanted Broner Figgy back in the day. Thought it was a great style matchup. AB back in the news. Adrian Broner. Please stop drinking liquor, AB. Shout out to Figgy's sister. The weigh-in. The famous weigh-in that went viral. I wonder if she's probably still fine. Christos. What do you think? I'm slightly 60-40 Willie right now. That, you know, that intuitive feeling. If you guys really want to be a nerd about it, you look at your book. This is something that I'm not going to say I do every week, but it is part of my system. You look at your book. You handwrite the fights that you're going to tape. You handwrite the fights you want to bet on. And then next to that, put a check mark or a circle on your intuitiveness about it. And then you finish, then you do your research, you do your film study, you get a better understanding, and then you look back at that intuitive bet. And sometimes it's that intuitiveness, that instinct. Like historically, if you look at my receipts, the tickets that I post every week, you see them time-stamped. I don't know, who else is doing that? Come on. Come on, boys. You guys have created this monster. You guys have created this monster. But the receipts are there. And I think historically, I probably have the highest hit rate of the tickets that I post the earliest in the week. So right now, my intuitive bet is Willie to beat Maloney. No, I think Angeletti gets the brakes beaten off of him. I like, dude, that's my first. You'll see tomorrow. I'm uploading my Kenneth Lover versus Michael Angeletti fight tomorrow. Kenneth Lover's a dog, dude. Angeletti has a tough hill to climb. Coming from Texas to Japan, fighting a guy like Kenny Lover, Loverboy. Angeletti, he has a tough hill to climb. Arobio needs to hurry up and get signed. I think they're doing good with him. Arobio's a fun guy to watch. Is Yuri Cedeno fighting this weekend? I can't find that book. I thought Cedeno was fighting. You guys were... Are you guys getting Cedeno or is that next week? How do I feel about... Oh, Meiklejohn? I don't like it. But then again, man, we're so greedy as fight fans. We don't have to like... I think what they're doing with Benny... I mean, Meiklejohn's a champ. He's coming off beating Oldhead, our boy from Sweden. So, he's fighting a champ. So it's good. I think Benny handles him. Says DAZN on Tapology. Appreciate that. I feel Jai deserves to conquer the cruiserweight. Do you guys really like how Jai's been moving? Like, I don't think his team should... I don't agree with the Zuffa signing. I think that him and his team were taking advantage of their lack of understanding. That contract they're in, take a look at that contract. He was promised one thing, and literally Zuffa publicly is saying the opposite. I'll leave it at that. Hopefully they made it worth him. Hopefully they made it worth his while. Jai does seem like a guy who cares about legacy, who doesn't want to get paid, but he made it clear he wants to unify, become a disputed cruiser. Zuffa tells him that he could do that when they sign, and then publicly they go on record saying that they're only going to fight for the Zuffa belt. Okay, how are you going to get the WBC? How are you going to get the WBA? How are you going to get the IBF? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. We'll see. Time will tell. I think Nery handles Casimiro. Luis Nery's a dog, dude. Luis Nery can punch. This fight's been canceled and rescheduled multiple times. I like Luis Nery here. Great photo, too. Alexis Arguello, one of my favorite fighters. Dude, shout out to Ray Boom Boom Mancini. Ray Mancini fought Alexis Arguello when Ray was 21 years old. So Arguello handled him, but Ray Mancini, Youngstown, Ohio, baby, stand up. They're handling him good, but I mean, so he could be worldwide household name. Arobio, yeah. I think we'll see. Fun style, though. Arobio, fun style. Cedeno is fighting on the undercard. Boot size. Couple weeks. We got a lot of good fights. Boot size in a couple weeks. We got Bam Rodriguez versus Vargas. Next, not this week, the following week. A lot to talk about. Guys, I got to roll. That was the second live today. 50 of you guys in here. Thank you. Like this video. Subscribe. If you're not in the Discord, click the link that's pinned. It's a couple bucks a month. If you are in the Discord, that means you're a JSB Insider or a Patreon. I posted our first live ticket of the week going into next week. It's a triple, like all of our tickets plus money. Appreciate everybody. We got a lot of work to do. You guys should all be what I'm doing. You should be in your film study phase. So a lot of film to watch. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Check the Stats Don't Lie videos.